Track time, it's track time.
No longer want to be involved.
Fast Trac sent us our stud kits, lickety split. I've had them for a while. I had them before we had the sled, actually. I got 2 stud kits in here, and this is the way they came. I don't think I showed this last time. You have your, this is the black backers for my snowmobile, and I got a little surprise for the other one, which will look dynamite. And we got some beer coolers, which are pretty awesome. These are my doubles for the 24. These are the doubles for the, they give you a white backer. Sometimes they're pink that we use for the stud tool for drilling out the double backers. And I'll show you that. And we use the coupon code SNOW, S-N-O-W, at fasttrac.co. And we got our free toolkit. It's a $35 value. It includes a paint marker, the actual plug drill. It's not really a drill, it's more of a plug remover. And then it includes a little bit, so it's nice to get new bits. And then we've got our studs. So there's 144 for, I think they're both the same studs because they're both single ply tracks. I want to show, and a nice decal. Everyone loves decals. I want to show you something about this track I got. Just throw it up there. What I did was, a friend of mine, Denon, had just bought his wife a MXZ Sport EFI with this 1.35 Cobra on it, and it only has about 1,000 kilometers on it. So the track is virtually new. I mean, the sled has not been driven. So he gave me a really good deal on it. And if you look on the website for Camso, this Cobra 1.35 is listed as a 2-ply track. And you may or may not know, if it's on a Skidoo from factory, they're all 1-ply tracks. And this one's really confusing because to tell the plies, you look at the threads in the edge of the track here, and this one has single ply threads in the middle, and it has 2-ply on the edge of the track. So you could look at this first glance and think it's a 2-ply track, but I'm telling you, it's on a Skidoo from factory. It's a 1-ply unless you bought the new 850 Turbo, and then they're putting a 2-ply from factory on it. Make sure you buy the studs accordingly. Fast Trac is a really good resource. If you have any questions, you can reach out to them by phone or email, and they will talk to you. So that's why we went with the Top Gun single ply studs. It doesn't matter if it's a single ply or double ply, these studs will work. And the nice thing is it's got a really big washer, so it's a nice footprint, and it has no shoulder. So the poly backer is gonna clamp right down tight and hold these studs in place. With this 1.35 inch track, I'm putting a 1.35 inch stud on it because these paddles are so flexible, they're gonna bend down anyway, so the studs should be the same length. You don't really wanna go any higher with the studs on those. And let's get right to it. I'm gonna go inside the house, I'm gonna print off some templates, and we're gonna start firing some studs in this track. We're gonna do this one off the sled, and then we're gonna take the skid out and install the track. That's gonna be a really fun job. This sled will be ready to go for winter. I think we've got pretty much all the projects we wanted to have done on it, this one being the last. So let's get right to it. We've got the templates cut out. We wanna make sure it measures 7.75 inches. And we're 7 3/4 inches there, so that's perfect. You get access to the stud plate library when you buy your stud kits. There's 14 different positions to give you ultimate scratch patterns. Yes, these are the exact same patterns I'm putting on my Renegade, so this is pretty cool. I'm just gonna cut all these out, and then we're gonna get to the fun stuff. And if they won't reach, we're just gonna put a little flap here. Fold it in, and that way your hole punch can get right centered of the template.
Oh, that red isn't bad.
No, it's actually pretty good. They do their homework for their colors.
It's almost like... Yeah, it's the same red as the dial. Okay, so we got the track on a little workbench here. And between the track, we put a piece of wood just as a bit of a protection, so when we're hogging these out, we don't hit the other side of the track. So we're gonna start, obviously, with the Fast Trac kit, which is really nice with the templates, is they have your directional arrow, as the tracks are directional. So find a directional arrow on the track. We're gonna start right at one of those arrows to make it nice and easy. 1 through 14, making sure that they're lined up.
Yeah, and they are the right width, so you just butt them to the edge of the window, and you should be fine.
So we're gonna take the included marker, and we're gonna mark the number 1, our first window we did. There we go. Takes a while.
1 dot for 1. Go to 7 and mark 7.
7 dots.
No, 2 dots.
There we go, now it's working.
Perfect. Okay, and now we're going to be careful, and we're just going to go along and mark out every stud. So just make sure they're in center, Drew, and then you can mark your stud part. So, yep,
like that?
Just 1 in each, yep. There you go.
Does that look good? I don't know.
Yep.
Matter that some of these dots and kind of splitting out and going.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why we use the actual real stud to drill out the final.
You remove all of your thingies, templates from the track. Look at that.
Here, I'll do the first one.
Okay, show me how it's done.
Just kind of put it centered, and you want to be as straight up and down as possible. So you can see the track's bending, but you want to make sure you bend with the track. You want to be perfectly straight up and down.
That's not too bad.
No. You want to drill one of those.
Okay.
One of the double and a single. It doesn't matter which double you drill out. And it helps when the bit's still hot to push it onto the piece, because it'll melt itself into the track. See that? Because that bit, don't touch it, it's hot.
Yeah, I see why with a standard drill this would be freaking... It is like melting the track as it goes through. That's crazy.
That's the advantage of the plug remover tool. If you use a drill bit, you're going to destroy your track. It's going to weaken it. So this will actually burn and melt and kind of cauterize the track, so it'll be stronger than drilling it.
I'd like to show that on camera, what you've just made there, your little project.
And then you should be able to just push that straight down on it.
Oh.
And then it pops all the rubber out.
Why is that one so
you're
tough?
In the wood. Ah! The wood burning kit. Smell it? That's awesome.
Look at the wood.
Burn a hole right in the wood.
Wow.
Smells awesome in here though.
I made like a little candle for us. All right, do you want to do the thing where we show the... Because I thought we were just going to do the first 7 on
yeah,
video,
we can do that.
Rest.
Yeah, I'm not used to doing this off the sled, actually.
This seems a little bit easier off the sled,
it
if I'm going to be honest.
Seems a lot cleaner, to be honest. So you're going to take a stud, and you're going to stick it up here. Like that. You're going to drop the template on it.
The drilled side out or the non-drilled side?
You're going to put the non-drilled side on the stud, and you're going to put the other side's the bigger one to drill. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that this is perfectly straight, because they look like, you're going to look like a moron if they're all crooked. So
that looks good.
Yeah, it looks perfect. So you hold that while you plug it, because you don't want that to move on you.
How are you going to, wait, so you held it like this when you did it?
Yeah, and don't let it walk. Perfect. And that one's done.
Professional.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab the beers then. There's a little piece of rubber in this hole here. See that? You want to make sure that we pick those out from the back.
You popped it out with the stud.
Yeah, so I popped that out with the stud. And you want to make sure there's no rubber in those holes. Feel up in the back as well. There you go.
So then drilled side goes to the new hole. You're just going to make sure that that's
Why don't we turn the track on its side and pop these all in here?
good. I can also get all the stuff we didn't fully get out from back here as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can see that.
That's all of them then. Okay.
Good. 2 hits, you should get it. Good. You're gonna be great by the time I get done this. Get 8!
Just in time to work on the Gen 5.
That's right.
Cool. What, they all just fall out? I guess we should have thought, and maybe, I guess it doesn't matter, you're gonna have to hog into
Never
it.
think.
Another thing with using this tool is you always know that they're the perfect spacing apart too. You can never that up with this tool.
That's exactly it.
Regardless of how straight or cattywampus you make these.
You can't, the tool can't walk.
It makes it a pretty important process, a little more idiot proof.
These Fast Trac studs, they're
these ones are
they're
already drilled
really
out.
nice
Perfect.
to work with. So those are good. Now we're gonna keep going.
All this work to not go riding this season because we're not going to get any snow. Don't do this out in a rainstorm because it might wash all of the paint off the track, and then what are you going to do, right?
Wait 1 to 2 hours before your second coat. Yeah, you really have to watch because this thing's sharp, it's hot, and it'll actually take a chunk out of you. We're making great progress here. We've got 11, 12, 13, 14 here. Then there's 7 windows left, which we're going to start at 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go 11 and 12. And that completes the track, starting at 1 here again. It's been a pretty easy process. I wouldn't say it's easier or more difficult to do it on the sled, just that we had this track off, so it's the way to go. We just got to get this finishing touch here. Oh yeah. There we go. Use those beer koozies when you can. There's yours. You can stop that.
Yeah, it's so warm in here, we need the koozie to keep it cold. 48 windows, 3 studs of windows for a grand total of 144 studs.
Twinkling studs. It's the only studs in the place. We're a good chunk away through the project and I haven't cut myself yet. I haven't donated blood, but Drew has.
No, you'd have to sign a waiver to do that. We're all out of waivers at the moment.
Oh, I got a BFH here.
You got a BFH? How BF of a BFH though?
Big effing hammer.
Pretty good.
Here, want me to see? Look at it. It's got the Harry old Porter repair kit on it.
Wait. Oh, it's just 2 freaking Robbies in the top. That's how you... So we might want to watch out because I feel like that might go swinging. We have to stagger it so one person's going for a stud.
It's like working like friggin' Santa's elves.
Assembly line over here. How many studs you get done today? 144.
That puts you 12,000 studs off pace.
Go ahead and say it. I'm a cotton-headed mini muggins.
You're doing such a good job, Drew. I might let you turn the heat on again.
Please, sir, could I have some more?
Tiny Tim, go fetch me the biggest and coldest beer out of that fridge. How you doing? You gotta be getting down to the
It's getting close.
final.
I have an injury, a hand injury. I'm like, it wasn't like, you know, shield your eyes, children, amount of blood. It was more like, it was just a bad cut.
I still shielded my eyes just in case.
Yeah, he was crying about it. I don't know what his problem was.
Let's get nutty.
Nutty. Nut. Oh, we have to slide all the backers on first,
Nutty
don't we?
McNutterson. Well, you kind of do it at the same time.
And no more.
the Garage ink.
Where do you want the light?
Garage ink. Probably right there is good. We got
Good there?
some good stuff happening there.
Do you guys do this every year? Every sled?
No.
We seem to, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Try not to.
I was working on Roscoe. I had to skid out in about 2 weeks 4 times.
Okay.
Remember we
Yeah,
blew
when
a
I blew the
shock?
shock.
I replaced shocks, blew a shock, took it out, had it fixed, put the old shock back in when it was getting fixed.
Okay.
Got the right part, had to take it out again.
Don't forget
Then the track went. I had to take it out and put the track on.
When it rains, it pours, eh? Like,
Yeah,
Now, the stud kit is the lightest stud kit on the market.
There you go.
it is.
That's a fact I know about. That's one fact I know about Fast Trac studs. That's their claim to fame.
Stainless steel too, so it's the strongest.
Really?
And another problem people do is they want the Fast Trac studs, so they buy the studs and nuts, and then they'll put another backer on it. These aren't plastic; they're poly. It's super strong. If you put a metal backer on there, it'll actually cut into your track, so you're going to weaken the track. So you're best to stay with the whole Fast Trac package. I've never had any issues with them bending or breaking or, you know, thousands and thousands upon kilometers on them, and no issues at all. And they don't rust, and it looks good. So why wouldn't you go like this? You can color coordinate into your sled. You can
They have a lot of colors when you look on
a
them.
ton of colors.
Yeah. You could get wacky and do multicolor if you want. Order a whole bunch. Fun for the whole family.
Yeah, I think the template kit's the best. Right? The best
That is my favorite part about it as well. Makes it super easy and idiot proof.
Like we said about putting these in single ply, these studs have that backer, and it's like 24% bigger than a traditional backer. So that'll really help with longevity of not bending or ripping through the track.
On a single ply track especially, because those are really notoriously hard to stud
Yeah.
and keep good.
And here's what I was saying about the 1 and 2 ply tracks. They're identical in thickness. You can't tell them apart. The only way to tell them apart is that you've got to count the number of rows of fiber. You can see here that's 1 row of fiber. If I actually shone the camera pointing up, you would see there's 2 on the outer edge of this. So it was hard to tell, but 99% of the tracks that Skidoo put out since I think it was the early 2000s were all single ply, unless you had a the Mach Z that was recently released, the 850 Turbo R, and the
Iron Dog.
the Iron Dog 600 actually had a 2-ply track on it. So if you don't know, you're not sure, you can always look it up. You can always contact Fast Trac Studs and they'll help you out.
It's funny, you can feel it in this side when it's set. You can
feel
feel
it
it
stop.
seating, yeah. And now you can see how it's set, and you can feel it on this end of it. On the backside, you'll feel it kind of wiggle, and then you'll feel that it's really tightened in, which is really cool. Good set of nuts, good hardware. Can't go wrong.
Right, ladies? All right, we decided to have a little friendly challenge here and do a little bit of a race between the 2 of us. But we ended up shutting the microphone off to have a break and didn't turn it back on when we started the race. So here we go. The idea was to see who could finish 10 rows the fastest. Okay, on your mark, get set, go. that it? Right on, brother.
Whatever I was saying at the start, however many windows.
Not so fun anymore.
No.
So we just want to make sure we check all the backs are seated, flush and flat, and make sure we got all the nuts on the studs. Oh, there's two there.
Ah,
That are cattywampus.
let me see them. Point them out. These are the ones you were doing. See, you cheated when we did the
No, I didn't.
race.
That's where I had none on that side when I did the race, honest. The replay footage will show. I don't think we had
We'll have to
volume
do it.
on when we did the race.
What's that?
I don't think the mic was on when we did the race, unfortunately.
It's acting like I still won't buy him lunch, though.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be a little pouty about it, then I won't.
And then we'll just check all the nuts on the other side.
Make sure they all look on.
Can't have too many beers when you do this either. If not, you get sloppy. I feel
Yeah.
like you
Oh,
forget
yeah.
some, you skip some.
Oh, I
I
wouldn't
didn't
get
get my
sloppy.
second beer.
You want it?
Yeah. Oh, shake it up. There's the arrow with 2 dots. Good.
Sweet! Don't you want to get up so we can get a final shot of it?
Yeah.